Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's 7th class. Again we are here after our long vacations, and now we are going to start our next chapter, chapter number 4. So take out your books and see on page number 35. The new chapter, chapter number 4, is about the spread of Islam. Before starting the reading of this chapter, I want to say that we are lucky persons, we are lucky people that we are enjoying to live here our lives on this holy place, and we are seeing all the historical places with our naked eyes, and we can understand very easily about the history of Islam, because the first Islamic society was established here in Medina, and many things we are seeing with our eyes, and we can understand easily the places and the events and the stories that was we were hearing from our elders, and we are just reading from the books, but we can understand easily the whole thing. So now come to the reading of this chapter. You have learned in the previous chapter that the first Islamic society was established in Medina by the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he worked hard to consolidate it. The message of Islam reached far off places in his lifetime. He sent messages and wrote letters to the tribal chiefs inviting them to accept Islam. Such letters were also written, and missionary groups were sent to the rulers of Ethiopia, then called Habsha, Rome, Iran, and Egypt. The later Muslim conquerors, missionaries, and Arab traders, and the Muslims who settled in foreign countries also took part in spreading Islam. Now we will read about the early Muslim conquests. In the days of the Pious Caliphs, the areas of Syria, Lebanon, Palestine, Egypt, Tripoli, and etc. were included in the Empire of Rome. All these areas were conquered by Muslims during the period of the first three caliphs. Example, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar, and Hazrat Usman. The Arab migrants mixed up with the local people and developed trade relations with the countries they settled in. The interrelations between the people of Arabia and those of the other countries caused development of Arab culture and civilization. The Muslim rulers did not make conquest merely for the extension of their empires. As a matter of fact, the peoples of these countries, in order to get rid of their cruel rulers, invited the Muslims to invade their countries, to make them free. The teachings of Islam and generous behavior of Muslims impressed the people of the conquered areas, and they willingly accepted Islam. Hazrat Amir Muawiyah ruled over a vast kingdom which stretched from Arabia to Kabul in the east and the whole of North Africa in the west. The Christian rulers of Africa extorted unjustified taxes from their subjects and treated them cruelly. The people of North Africa therefore invited Hazrat Amir Muawiyah to come to their rescue. The Muslims, after conquering the North African countries, advanced to the central parts of Africa and annexed the whole of this area to the Muslim Empire. In North Africa, the Muslims also conquered the Berbers and founded a large city named Kairouan. Many cantonments were established in the new city. The Muslims had a strong navy which enabled them to defeat the Roman navy in the Mediterranean and capture the island of Cyprus. Within 5 years, the Muslims also constructed a grand mosque having 500 pillars, Later, Berbers embraced Islam and rendered valuable services for the cause of the religion. Write on the date of today, 7th class till here. Inshallah, the next class we will read out the next portion of this chapter. The highlighted lines, which you can easily see till here, these are the answer of question number 1 and 6. See the questions from your exercise and write down in your notebooks.